So when it comes to ultramarathon racing, pacing is a fundamental aspect that can make or break your performance, especially for those new to the sport. The importance of starting at the right pace cannot be overstated. It is easy to get swept up in the excitement of a race, fueled with adrenaline. We all do it. That atmosphere just gets to you and you take off. You think you can maintain that pace for a long time. However, beginning so fast at the beginning of a race is one of the most common pitfalls experienced by ultra runners. Many first-time participants underestimate the considerable distance when starting a race. It's tough. It really is tough to be on your feet that long. This miscalculation, often rooted in overconfidence about their physical ability, can lead to severe fatigue setting in much earlier than anticipated. And unfortunately, this creates a daunting challenge in the later stages of the race when participants must dig deep to keep moving forward. They're on that death march. You don't want to have to do that. Finish strong. In an ultramarathon, you're not just facing prolonged distance. You're also dealing with varied terrains, fluctuating weather, and the mental strain that comes with being on your feet all day long and having to put forth this extended physical effort. Starting off at a pace that's too aggressive can lead to issues like muscle fatigue, dehydration, and even injuries that may prevent you from competing in future events and continuing your training. Look, maintaining a strong finish is usually far more rewarding than sprinting out of the gates only to struggle in death march in the last 20, 30 miles. So how can you avoid this common mistake? The key is to develop a solid pacing strategy well before race day. This is exactly what I do and I practice it. Here are several tips that can assist you in establishing a sustainable pace during your event. First, it's crucial to know your pace. Throughout training, focus on determining a comfortable long run pace that you can hold for hours. This pace should reflect your fitness level and your familiarity with the terrain and your experiences from prior races. Utilizing tools like GPS watches or smartphone applications can help you monitor your speed effectively on race day. Additionally, understanding your heart rate zones can offer valuable insights into how to maintain an energy-conserving pace. You definitely want to know how much you can bank energy-wise, not time, energy. Next, practice pacing during your training runs. Incorporate specific strategies into these long runs, like starting at a pace that is 10 to 20% slower than your planned race pace. I do my interval, so if I'm going to be walking for 2 minutes and running for 5, I practice it over and over and over. From there, gradually increase your speed if you're feeling up to it. This approach not only builds confidence, but also teaches you how different pacing adjustments can impact your endurance. I practice lots of different pacing strategies. That way, on the day of the race, I can kind of lean on either one of those or the 2 or 3 that I've set up, that I can just implement them and feel confident in what I'm going to be able to do. When you begin the race, treat the first few miles or hours as a warm-up period. This phase is essential for finding your rhythm. You really want to get into a nice rhythm, and it's crucial to not get overly caught up in the energy of the race that morning. Experience will tell you that ultra runners often suggest aiming for a pace that feels easy during the introductory segment. The start, take it easy. Remember, the ultra marathon is fundamentally a test of endurance. The earlier you set a steady pace, the better prepared you will be to manage your fatigue and your energy levels as the race progresses. Listening to your body is another vital aspect of pacing. Establish a strong connection between your mind and your body, especially as you start the race. Pay attention to your heart rate and perceived exertion. If you find yourself breathing heavily or feeling more fatigued than expected, it's okay to back off the pace. That's exactly what I do. If I'm breathing too hard and sweating too hard, I back off and just take it a little bit easier because I don't want to smoke myself in the first half of the race. So while that competitive energy can be intoxicating, your main focus should remain on endurance. Conserving energy early on greatly enhances your performance later on in the race. Creating a race plan ahead of time is also an essential thing to do. This plan should outline pacing strategy, hydration, nutrition, and mental checkpoints you use during the race. Sharing this plan with your friends and support crew can greatly help to keep you accountable. They can encourage you to stick to your plan when race day excitement tempts you to speed up and start to act the fool out there. Visualizing success plays a significant role too. Mental preparation is just as important as physical training. Picture yourself maintaining a controlled pace during the early miles and imagine how satisfying it will be to preserve that energy throughout the final segments of the race. That positive visualization can strengthen your commitment to your pacing strategy when you feel the temptation to speed up. If you're feeling super good and you want to go faster, just try to be smart. Another critical factor to consider is your nutrition. Effective fueling significantly contributes to your pacing because your energy levels will dip if you're not fueling correctly. Starting slowly helps your body absorb the necessary calories and electrolytes without overwhelming your system. I walk out of every aid station eating my food to make sure my stomach has a little bit of time to process it. Habitually consuming small amounts of food and hydration rather than waiting till you feel completely drained can help be a game changer for you in a race. Overall, by strategically managing your pace from the start, you're positioning yourself for a more successful and enjoyable race experience. A carefully considered approach not only conserves your energy, but also helps you face each segment of the ultramarathon with confidence and composure. Remember, ultra running is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Focus on keeping a steady, sustainable pace and make the most out of the adventure ahead. And if you'd like to see more tips and tricks on running ultramarathons, go ahead and click right here. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.